Hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast. No more excuses. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing this podcast with others. And yeah, I am Sandy Ballard, the badass business coach, your host. Thanks to listener Ericka Edwards-Dillard. She lives in the San Francisco Bay Area. Thank you for reaching out and letting me know you're a listener, and for asking for the link to take your DISC assessment. I look forward to hearing your results, so don't forget to direct message me, Ericka. And if you're a listener and you'd like the DISC assessment link, find me, message me. Instagram is probably the easiest way, and I'll send it to you. If you've not taken it, because I talked a lot about that last week with communication, and also just give me a shout out so I know you're listening. All right, from anywhere in the world. Yes, communication. That was what last Monday's podcast and all week the social media was about. Making sure you really listen, slow down, and think before you speak. That's a saying for a reason. We got to reread emails, even texts before hitting send. Even posts on social media. When we're replying and communicating to people reactively, it causes mistakes, misunderstandings, confusion, and it's costing businesses a lot of money and time. It can also disrupt things in our personal lives as well. And last Friday, I talked with a new client about the DISC. We went over her results and how to identify other people, their personality types as well, and then just some tips and tricks on how to respond when you're talking to a group or in an email situation, how to put in there and be able to communicate more effectively when you're not sure, quote unquote, who you're talking to, right? Because, if you're taking the time to really work on your communication, no matter what format, verbal or written, it's very important, and it can help in so many ways. And there was also a small group of clients I was talking with last week about this exact thing, about how she communicates, what the DISC assessment with her staff is. But we were also just talking about, the style, not necessarily, the tone or anything in the communication, but the amount of communication and the topics. And it was interesting because she was talking about how her staff was including her on a group chat. And although everyone was getting work done, they were having fun conversations, more personal than business. And they were talking about kids and food and sending each other their pictures of their lunch and the weather, because they're in Indiana. And it was a huge distraction with all the snow and ice. So she just kept looking at her Apple Watch. She was having a hard time focusing because her wrist kept buzzing. So she finally was like, hey, guys, I know you're working, but take me off this group chat. Because she was not able to focus. She was so distracted. And focus is one of the topics that one of the listeners asked me to talk about. And so today, we're going to talk about focus. It affects your productivity, and damn near every client I have wants to find more time in the day. So if we eliminate as many distractions as possible, we'll be able to focus more, and in turn, manage our time better and be more productive. So, that can lead to an increase in sales, an increase in, obviously, income, but also having more time for self-care, fun activities, family, or, I guess, more work if you need to. Although creating balance is relative and a mystery to most, finding more time by eliminating distractions can definitely help you feel better. And like a client of mine said, that she won't feel the pressure to work on the weekends. She'll be able to leave work at the office, which is huge. I have another client where I said to him, our goal is to get you to go to the lake house without your cell phone on your hip. I mean, you can have it, but it won't be buzzing all the time. Your distractions are everywhere, on our wrists, in our environment, traffic, friends, family, weather, I don't know, CNN, hopefully not that one, but they're everywhere. And depending on your personality type, yes, through the DISC, find that out, you can sometimes be more susceptible to distractions, allowing it to steal your focus. And you can also learn ways to eliminate those distractions and focus more. And also, another client told me last week, it was a busy week last week, she's really been full, her schedule's been full. She's been busy at work and had more on her plate. And ironically, she's done a much better job of staying focused and not distracted by personal stuff and more fun things. And I was like, oh yes, the old more I have to do, the better I focus excuse, right? And yes, even I admitted to doing that. Sometimes if I don't have all the fun things on my list, or getting bogged down with the tactical things, or just tired, or whatever, I don't have a crazy full day of meetings, I can piddle away some good time. Everyone does it. Distractions, they allow our mind to wander. We think about funner things. The more on your plate, a lot of times you'll be able to stay on task better. And yes, especially if you have a deadline. So, think about what steals your focus. What helps you focus? I'm intrigued. I'm curious, as I mentioned in last week's podcast or a couple weeks ago. I'm a lifelong learner, and I want to learn what helps you, because I'm curious, but also it may be something that I can introduce to a client and help them, a new way to focus, or are you like my client, that the more you have on your plate, the more productive you are? Or do you get overwhelmed and shut down when you have too much to do? Maybe sometimes noise or peace and quiet helps you focus. Which do you prefer? If you like some sort of noise, do you want music or perhaps the TV? The man candy, he bounces between music and movies he's watched probably 50 times because he doesn't have to pay attention to that. He just wants the noise. If you like music, what kind of music? I like pretty much all kinds, and so it just kind of depends on what hits me for that day and what I have to do. If I've got to write or research or talk on the phone or record a video or podcast like this, sometimes I have to have the complete silence. Otherwise I tend to I have music on. I do not care to have the TV on, but that's what happens sometimes. And if you're both working at home, he might have a movie on. So I either block it out or I'm all in. And guess what? That's a distraction. I'm not focused on my work. So what about you? What helps you and what steals your focus? Focus helps with so much, and it all starts with eliminating distractions, and that, my friends, is truly up to you. I talked not too long ago about cleaning up your environment, about the people and things in your world. What is gnawing at you, what's distracting you, and what can you do with those healthier boundaries to help you stay focused, stay motivated, so you can achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Right? So this week, direct message me or email me at sandy@sandyballard.com. Remember, Sandy has the eyes for your free disc assessment, but also tell me what keeps you focused and what steals your focus. I'm intrigued. I want to know. And, inquiring minds want to know. But it's also just a matter of just learning and helping. So also, if you are right here, you see this on social media or wherever you're seeing this and you can comment what helps you and what steals it. And let's talk more about that. All right? Have a great week, purely focusing on the good things that needs to happen. All right? Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Cheers.